Hi everyone! So today I wanted to share with you how I'm making my YouTube videos, and this is the part 1 where I talk to you about the basic settings and the equipment I use, and the part 2 will be the practical stuff, how I think while filming and how I'm editing my videos. So you can go far with just your camera and a small wide-angle lens. Until this fall I used my Canon 5D Mark IV with a 35-2.0 lens. And the reason why I chose this lens is because it's small, it's wide angle, and it has image stabilizer. All things that helps me to create stable shots. So that's a good start. If you've ever shot a video handheld with a telephoto lens, you know it's impossible to get a stable shot. That's why I only shoot handheld with wide angle, and if I want to use a telephoto lens I have to bring my tripod. But that's fine because I almost always have it with me, and that's because I want to be in some of the shots myself. So the tripods I use are both from Sirui, and the first one is a tripod for photography, and it works fine when I want my equipment to be portable and I just want to put my camera away somewhere to film like an overview of a scene or something. But it's really hard to work with if I want to do pannings and tilting motions. The other one is much bigger, and that's because it's a tripod for filmmaking. And this one is great because it's steady and it's trustworthy, and this one can do really nice panning and tilting motions. Now back to the cameras. I also have a Panasonic GH5 and I'm using it now for this video. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this one is because Panasonic has image stabilizer in both the body and the lens. So when you're shooting handheld, it's crazy stable. Crazy stable. Other things I like when I'm creating movies is the small Azden microphone. You only plug it into your smartphone and record the sound with your voice memo. Super easy, cheap, and no extra accessories needed. I'm also in love with the gimbal that I tried out for the first time in this video, so you have to check that out if you're interested in gimbals. And lastly, I really want to use as big memory cards as possible because filmmaking really creates heavy files, that's for sure. So let's prepare and set the camera to film mode and choose 1080 60p if possible, or 1080 50p. It's alright, it depends on camera. But it's okay with whatever you have as long as it says 1080p. So 1080 is the resolution of the image, like the full HD. So you'll get the best quality out of the footage that you're filming. In worst case, you can choose 720p as well, but yeah, in worst case. The other number is the FPS, the frames per second. I'm not going into details about this, but if you want to shoot slow motion, you have to pick at least 50 frames per second or higher, because if you try to slow down a clip shot in like 25 FPS, it won't look as smooth, because you can actually see when the frames are changing. And when we are talking slow motion, this is when it can be okay to shoot in 720p, because in some cameras you can't choose both 1080p and slow motion, like 60 frames per second. So then you have to choose if you want to have like the best quality or if you want to be able to shoot in slow motion. And I most of the time want to shoot in slow motion, so I choose lower quality. But yeah, I'm talking about YouTube, not heavy film projects. So then we have the shutter speed. I always try to shoot with 50 or 60 in shutter speed, and there are two different reasons why. The first and most important reason is because when you film in the night and the lamps are on, you'll get moving stripes in the shot, and it's very annoying, and that we don't want. So the stripe disappears if you're turning down your shutter speed. And I can't say an exact number because it depends on which country you're in and how your lamps are made, but yeah, about 50 or 60. The other reason to use a slower shutter speed is because it creates smoother motions. Take a look at these different clips. The only thing with slower shutter speed is that you have to use an ND filter if you're shooting in the daylight, because otherwise the image will be very overexposed. I have one of these ND filters, but when I'm making more relaxed YouTube videos, I skip the filter and shoot at higher shutter speed. And that's because I'm not so picky, only when I'm creating masterpieces. Last thing is that I want to talk about the contrast in the image of your video. When you're filming with regular settings, the video will look like this. And that's nice if you're not interested in color grading. But if you like editing, maybe you're used to Camera Raw in Photoshop and you want to edit your videos in the same way, it can be quite annoying with the very bright colors and high contrast of the video in the camera. Then we have something called CINESTYLE or flat style or low contrast style that you can add to the image before you start recording. Some cameras already have this kind of styles built in, like my Panasonic. You can choose like among several different flat styles, but my Canon hasn't. And about a year ago I found a site called Technicolor, and they have a style called CINESTYLE that you can download from their site and install to your Canon camera. Very easy, and it will give your videos a more gray, low contrast look, perfect for editing. I always shoot my videos with CINESTYLE on. So then you're good to go, and this was all for this video, but next week I'm talking to you about the practical stuff. You don't want to miss that. So please subscribe, thumbs up if you like this video, and have a nice day.